Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. MUFUMBWE'S KALENGWA mine wrangles deepen. Christopher MVUNGA sworn in as BOZ governor. Details coming through after this.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444-726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
And other media news in detail. All opposition political parties that walked out of the Electoral Commission of Zambia consultative meeting to discuss the prison vote stand the closing event. ECZ and the Zambia Law Development Commission, however, went ahead without these key stakeholders. The two-day validation meeting was aimed at repealing and agreeing to some provisions in the Electoral Amendment Bill of 2020. ECZ Vice Chairperson Emily Sikazwe says submission towards the bill are still ongoing, calling on all stakeholders to bring forth what they wish should be contained in the bill. Meanwhile, Prisons Care and Counseling Association Executive Director Godfrey Malembeka is happy with the outcome of the meeting.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has ended its two-day stakeholders meeting it held with civil society organizations and political parties, regardless of some boycotting the meeting yesterday. The meetings was meant to validate the Electoral Amendment Bill of 2020 on the prisons vote. Today, the second day was set aside to scrutinize the bill in groups for easy validation and repealing. In this meeting, all the three groups agreed to repeal Section 29, number 4 of the bill, which forbade political parties to enter the prisons and campaign. According to the stakeholders, this was an unfair clause that gave advantage to the ruling party, who may have leeway to walk in and out of these facilities without being asked. With that said, stakeholders agreed on some clauses and ended the meeting on a positive note, with Electoral Commission of Zambia Vice Chairperson Emily Sikazwe expressing gratitude to those that remained to conclude the meeting.
Not to come and get consensus on whether it was correct for prisoners to vote or not, whether political parties agree or not. We called you here to look at modalities of how the directive from the Constitutional Court was going to be implemented. Yourselves and the Commission have no say in the matter whatsoever. The issue was settled by the Constitutional Court, but the modalities what we gathered here to do. The Commission will continue to seek the views of all stakeholders in order for us to build consensus. And as has been said, the validation will take place. And you will be invited to the validation meeting. As to whether the two commissions here can incorporate representatives of political parties on the technical committee.
And speaking on the sidelines of the meeting, Prisons Care and Counseling Association Executive Director Godfrey Malembeka says this is a step in the right direction and hopes that the document will be finalized to allow incarcerated persons to register as voters while there is still time.
I'm very excited with what has happened today, because we have even seen some of those political party representatives who left yesterday coming back. This is as it should be, because we are simply actualizing or operationalizing the court ruling. So ECZ can't do it alone. They have involved everyone. And I'm very happy with the process. I only pray that we speed up the process and finish this quite early so that inmates can actually participate in the voter registration and also the issuance and replacement of NRCs. Those two documents are very, very key for them to exercise their right to choose leaders of their choice.
This meeting was one of the series of the meetings which ACZ will hold, after which traditional leaders and legal minds will also be consulted. Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, President Edgar Lungu has sworn in Christopher MVUNGA as new Bank of Zambia governor following his ratification by Parliament last week. Zanis report that Mr. MVUNGA, the former Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet for Economic and Finance Affairs, was appointed by President Edgar Lungu on August 22, 2020, after the dismissal of Dr. Danny Kalialia. President Lungu has since urged Mr. MVUNGA to review and formulate policy-driven solutions to address the microeconomic challenge the economy is currently facing. The head of state stated that the economy is facing numerous challenges, particularly this year when the country has not been spared from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, Mr. MVUNGA has pledged to work towards addressing the country's economic woes. Details in the following report.
See how we come up with policies that mitigate, particularly in this strike period of COVID-19. And I think I also want to reassure all stakeholders that the operational independence of the central bank will be retained and maintained. There's no way that we're going to compromise the operational independence of the central bank. And it will be in line with the relevant legislation, such as the Bank of Zambia Act, and also in line with international best practice. So I can assure that we will maintain the operational independence of the bank.
The battle for the KALENGWA copper mines in MUFUMBWE district of Northwestern Province has intensified, with several senior chiefs Mukumbi, Chizelas, Indunas storming MUFUMBWE District Commissioner Haggai Kaluta's office to warn him against sending police officers to arrest any of them in their pursuit of the mines. The follows a 2-week ultimatum given to sort out the ownership wrangles surrounding the mine. Moxico Resources and Shawi Fawezi are claiming ownership of the mine. Chief Chizelas and his Indunas are in favor of Moxico Resources. The ownership of the mine is currently in the hands of the court of the law.
The battle for the KALENGWA mine in MUFUMBWE district of Northwestern Province has been on for over 15 years now. Two companies, namely Moxico Resources and Shawi Fawezi, have been on the center of the mine controversy. On Monday, Senior Chief Mukumbi, Chizela's headman, who gave a 2-week ultimatum to the district commissioner to resolve the matter or take it into their own hands, stormed his office with a warning that they will not take kindly any action from government by sending a police officer to arrest any of them should they forcibly take over the mine. The chief's indunas told off the MUFUMBWE District Commissioner Haggai Kaluta in his face that should he or any other government official do anything contrary to what they want to do, they will not hesitate to take serious action against such individuals. The district commissioner had his head down throughout this deliberation.
Twakana koka police kasakugeya kwa mama tukwate muntu. Tuwena kukamuteta uraponka po tukwakura kuchina ni. Taikuba twati napo nenangwa twambe kwa mama tutature byatama pano pa office ke tusakuchina ni. Tuwena kwikiso. Mambo byomwe nakubake bya wamani. Munai kwa mama mwasebeza kwesakanya nabibe nakukeba abantu ino ntanda ya keti tutature kutoboka na kafurumendene don't fear mwana kuchina kati mwana kuchina inge kwitenu na twitenu ne monga mu
se makampani ai ya muno banangire musokorwe wasokorwe wa mukumbikizera sonka mambo mwane atweba kufuma zuba za rero twaya kukarengwa mine vyonka bisa kumwekana kutuma madeke na mabomu yapera wetujishe mino basende yewa mukochi burongo kupa yewa shawi kafurumende tebake twamupatani Twakana ko tushawiye twakana.
After delivering the message to him, they stood and left his office. Mr. Kalota, on the other hand, calls for calm in dealing with the matter at hand.
We heard the cries of the people of Mufumbwe, but all in all, I'm asking the people of Mufumbwe, especially people from the loyal family, that let's just carry this thing in a way that will help us. His Excellency has an ear, he has eyes, and he has the heart for every Zambian. And if he has done it elsewhere, I see no reason as to why he can fail to do such a thing to the people of Mufumbwe.
Earlier, Chief Tizela himself held a stakeholders meeting at his palace where a number of issues regarding the mine were raised. Senior Chief Mukumbi Tizela was represented by his senior Nduna.
As the traditional custodian for the land for the Kaonde people of Mufumbwe, I can confirm that I have never given surface rights or consent to KALENGWA Mineral Processing Limited or any other company that is associated with or dealing with them.
Former Mufumbwe Member of Parliament Stephen Masumba was also in attendance.
Why do we want to allow people to come and grab what belongs to us? KALENGWA mine is a non-partisan issue. KALENGWA mine calls for the people of UPND, for the people of Patriotic Front, for the people of NDC, for everyone to team up and work as one.
My appeal to the government is that this mine can make a change to the livelihood of our people, not only in Mufumbwe, not only in Northwestern Province, but Zambia as a whole.
It seems mine wrangles have started taking root in Zambia as the issue is equally boiling at the district of Northwestern Province as the people are dying with anger in their hearts on account that they are not benefiting anything from the mine, but others are. Kalan Muchima reporting for Camnet News.
In other news, the Edgar Chagwalungu Multi-Purpose Empowerment Cooperative has implored members of the public to register with the cooperative if they want to benefit from various empowerment programs. Cooperative Coordinator Evelyn Chilongo-Zibanda says the cooperative's aims at training individuals and existing cooperatives. Ms. Banda says members will be trained in report writing, leadership skills and product marketing, which will ultimately put them at an advantage point of accessing funds. She says this will reduce the poverty levels in the country through innovation and teamwork. Ms. Banda says Zambians are hardworking people but lack the push on how to do business and source for empowerment.
What's on the ground, a few places to find out from the people on the grassroots of what they really needed in order to better their lives. We went to Eastern Province, Mochinga, Luapula, Katuba area. We've done a bit of Lusaka, Kanyama, and there's a team still on the ground because we feel and we found there was need. We discovered that there were many registered cooperatives, of which some have been running for over 10, 15 years, but not at full capacity. Some had the passion and the dream to get established, but lacked resources to start their projects. Generally speaking, Zambians are hardworking people who are not interested in begging for bread. Many of us would love to put their hands to good work so that we can put food on the table and send our children to school. That is why we try by all means to work and look for money for our businesses to actually take off. It's against this background, ladies and gentlemen, that we embarked on a mission to try and play our part in actualizing the President's call through empowering cooperatives in our nation. The ECL Multi-Purpose Empowerment Cooperative was therefore born out of this call by His Excellency the President's strong desire to use cooperatives as one of the vehicles.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, the headlines once again. MUFUMBWE'S KALENGWA mine wrangles deepen. Christopher MVUNGA sworn in as BOZ governor. Well, that is all. Make sure you join us this evening on our main news bulletin at 19:30 hours. Join us on social media, Camnet TV for Facebook and Camnet TV Africa for Instagram. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon.